Hi, I'm Corey.
And I'm Gary.
And you're watching a CNG Treasures video.
Enjoy. While working in an area that had some moderately fast-moving shallow water, we got some metal hits, but found it difficult seeing below the surface due to the water flow. Because I need to wear glasses for close-up viewing, a face mask is impractical for me at this shallow depth. Fortunately, I'd seen some homemade devices to view below the surface and thought I'd like to make something that would be both practical to see and also carry things. So, I decided to make a viewer using a 5-gallon black bucket that would also allow usage to transport materials. After searching locally, I could only find white, blue, and orange buckets. I wanted black to reduce the reflection glare from any light entering the bucket, so I ordered 3 black buckets online from Home Depot. When I picked them up, I noticed that Home Depot does sell black buckets in store, but they are in a different location than their standard orange. As it turned out, I wound up using the other 2 anyway for soaking some of our finds. First, I drew a small paper template to mark off the area and verify what size opening might be practical. Then I cut out the rectangle and pinned it to the bottom of the bucket. I used a box cutter to score it and ultimately cut the opening. From an 8x10 sheet of Lexan, I used a circular saw to trim a rectangle about 1 inch wider and longer than the bucket window. That gave me a 1/2-inch frame around the opening. Next, I ran a bead of Loctite marine sealant around the perimeter of the opening inside the bucket and placed the cut piece of Lexan over the opening. The sealant spread, covering most of the contact area between the Lexan and the bucket. I placed a small sandbag, you can use any lightweight that you want, to apply uniform pressure and let it sit for 24 hours. I left the protective sheet on the Lexan during this drying process to prevent any scratches from the sandbag. Even though this was likely waterproof, I doubled down on the sealing process. I bought some 100% silicone caulk, turned the bucket over, and put a bead on the bottom contacting the perimeter of the Lexan and the edges of the bucket opening. I let that set for 24 hours, although it was much longer before I actually put it in the water. Next, I removed the protective sheet from the Lexan. Now, to protect it to carry materials, I got a microfiber cleaning cloth and placed that in the bottom of the bucket to cover the Lexan window. Then I cut a piece of foam to place over the cleaning cloth to add some additional absorption for any heavier items we might carry in the bucket. I will say that because of the area of the bucket, fast-moving water will push against it with some force, so you will need a little bit of strength to hold the bucket in such conditions. If you're working with a partner, you can double up on that duty and have them hold the viewer while you're searching the bottom of the riverbed. Remember, this is only practical in shallow water that doesn't exceed the height of the bucket. After the trial run, I considered a potential issue. Because the bottom of the riverbed is going to be irregular with stones at different heights, I decided to add some saw feet to the bucket to offer a little more protection to the underside of the Lexan. It's not pretty, but hopefully the feet will contact any stones before they get to the surface of the Lexan. Overall, this has been a successful design for shallow water because it allowed us to work the bottom that was obscured by the flowing water at the surface. If you have any other ideas, be sure to suggest them. Until next time, here's hoping your treasure hunts are successful and safe. Thanks for watching.